Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you're having a great time out there. Today we're going to talk about how to find an accommodation in Canada. I know it's difficult to find a good decent accommodation within the budget, and it gets even more difficult if you're not in the place or the country. I'm going to share with you the best ways I know and have used to find a good house while staying in India. You're watching Talks with Jinesh. Let's get started. I came to Canada in December 2017 as a student, and I had a sweet spot to get to upon arrival. And I'm not talking about the on-campus residence because that's for kids. No, I'm just joking, but it's far too expensive compared to if you're living off campus, and at the time it wasn't in my budget. If you're coming as a student and you can afford on-campus residence, go for it, guys. Don't look back. You'll have it real easy and you'll enjoy it. You'll make friends quicker and you'll feel homesick lesser. But if you're one of the tigers who's looking to explore and adventure, watch this video till the end and you'll learn something new. If you want to book your house from your home country itself, the easiest option for you is going to be to contact a relative of yours if you've got one, and they can set things up pretty much easily. Or you can also find an Airbnb. There are always good deals in the market. If you're a new user to Airbnb, there's a link for you in the description, and that'll give you $60 off on your first Airbnb stay. I'm going to divide this video into 3 categories. Firstly, I'll talk about the types of houses and the criteria which will help you determine the house you need. Secondly, I'll talk about the rental processes and the rules. And finally, I'll be talking about the different ways you can find accommodation here in Canada. There are different types of houses here. The house that I was in for the very first time was a nice main floor house and had huge windows through which you could practically see the whole city. You should aim to get a house that has big windows, has a nice big hall that you can play cricket or football in. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Or if anything breaks, you'll have to pay fines. Nice spacious kitchen for ease in cooking. Big windows would give you good light to help you work and would allow you to continue being productive throughout the day. Especially right now in the spring, it does not get dark until 8 p.m. and by June and July, it won't get dark until 9 p.m. So you would also save on electricity. Hey guys, before we move on, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It would really help the channel grow and would mean a lot. So you've seen the view already, how beautiful it is out here, and there's a nice stay up area where I can go up and sit down and talk to you guys to continue. This is how it looks from the inside. It's just a small space. Houses and basements go anywhere from $700 to $1,100. Main floor house would be anywhere from $1,200 to $1,800. These prices are in Newfoundland and Labrador and can vary in other provinces, little up or down. If you're coming here as a student for bachelors, you may want to go for a basement house because they are usually cheap. Benefits are that they're easily available and lower in rent, and the chances of theft is much less. Now, disadvantages for basements would be it is usually lower in temperature and during the winters can raise your heat bills. We'll have smaller windows and as a result little to no light. Most houses here are made of wood, so people jumping, dancing or playing cricket can affect your sleep if you're a light sleeper. If you want a house in high-rise buildings, you will enjoy the view every day. However, rent is much higher in higher buildings. You can get a 2-bedroom unit for about $1,600 to $2,100. Now this is the price in Toronto. That's where I was last summer, enjoying on the 15th floor of downtown Toronto. I was there for about 3 months and then took a month's trip to India. It's a good thing about living in the main downtown areas. Everything is so nearby, and my work location was only a 30-minute bus ride, whereas I knew people who'd come from Brampton, traveling 2 hours in the train, bus, subway, and then finally get to work. I was really blessed to find a good spot there. If you're wondering what rent I was paying there at such an expensive location and with an amazing view, I'll tell you somewhere along, so watch till the end. One disadvantage about the high-rise buildings in Toronto is that the heating and cooling systems is centralized, and also for washing your clothes you're going to have to pay a little bit extra because in most high-rise buildings in Toronto the washing machines and the dryers are usually in the basement and they're coin or card operated. So if you go and you put in a coin, you put in your clothes and then your clothes are washed, and the same thing for drying your clothes as well. Most high-rise buildings will require you to do a 1-year contract, which means you're locked in for a year and you can move out shall you wish to. When you're looking for an apartment, make sure that there are no bed bugs or insects in the house also. Now I know this goes without saying, but many of my friends have forgot and they've had to move out of the house because of these insects crawling around the house. And in fact, in my house, when we moved in, our kitchen was filled with tiny cockroaches. We raised it to the landlord and he was a gentleman. He immediately called the pest control guys and within a few weeks all the cockroaches were gone. Another accommodation would be living in a condo. Condo is nothing but just an advanced version of an apartment. You would get extra facilities such as washing machine, dryer, dishwasher inside your unit, so you would not have to go downstairs to the basement, and also the heating and cooling systems would not be centralized, so you would be able to control the temperature in your room. Other good point is the infrastructure and the building amenities would be much better than an apartment building. Most condos also include a swimming pool and a gym, which is nice to have. The only disadvantage in my opinion is that it's too expensive. On average, you can expect to spend about $1,800 to $2,500 for a one-bedroom apartment. If you have a big family coming to Canada, let's say 4 to 5 members, you can rent a detached, semi-detached house. Benefit of that is you get a separate accommodation, and for most detached houses, you can even get the basement as well. That'll be a cost-effective option while giving you all the amenities and facilities. The cheapest option for accommodation would definitely be living in a shared house. You can have a house, detached house, apartment where you will be sharing all of the amenities with all of the other roommates, and the only disadvantage here is that your privacy will be limited to your room because everything else such as the living room, washer, dryer, kitchen will all be shared by everyone else in the house. To me that's totally fine because all of us here get along very well and respect each other's own space. This is also a very cost-effective option because if the rent of the house is $1,500 and there are 4 people living there, each student only pays about $375, which is a really good deal. One very important criteria when choosing a house would be the work location, and if you're a student would be the distance from the university. The reason for this is you save a lot of time and these crows, man! Foo! I hope the crows don't make noise here too. But the nearer the work location, the better for you because you'll save a lot of time in your travel, you'll save a lot of money in your transportation, and during the winters it will be a lot convenient for you. Back in Toronto, I was living in the heart of the city, and so buying groceries, getting to work, everything was so convenient for me. Just loved it. Another criteria would be the community. Some people want to stay within their own community, and the good thing is that they can do that. In St. John's, not so much, but in Toronto, 100%. Now let's talk about rental processes and rules. Your landlord is the person that owns the house, or if he has many houses, he might have a property manager, and each province and territory has different laws for the responsibility of the tenants and the landlords, and also the rules of renting are different. But in general, your landlord collects the rent, keeps the building safe and in a good condition, and provides all of the things that are included in the rent such as stove, refrigerator and heat. As a tenant, you must pay a full rent on time, keep the house clean, contact the landlord if there is anything that needs to be fixed, let the landlord enter your home to do repairs, and allow the landlord to show the room to others in case you're moving out. Your landlord must let you know if they'll be coming into your apartment, and if you've just arrived here, you may want to consider short-term rentals as an initial housing option. Some popular short-term rentals in Canada are the bed and breakfast. You usually get a private bedroom and a bathroom. Now breakfast is also included in the morning. You do not get access to the kitchen facilities and they range from $35 to $105 a night. Another option would be the college and university residences. They are mostly vacant from May to August. Prices vary from university to university, but a rough idea would be from $19 to $25 a night. Now let's talk about the sources for finding accommodations. If you have any relatives in Canada, friends, families, uncle, aunties, reach out to them because that is the #1 best way to find your accommodation if you're not present here. They can literally see the rooms and houses for themselves and give you the most honest feedback. Number 2 would be Kijiji, and I know it has a weird name, but it is what it is, and it's very popular here and it's my personal favorite. I like it just because how simple it is to use, and I've been using it ever since I got here. Back in 2017, I booked my room from India itself, and I do not pay anything upfront, nothing in advance. How it works is you choose what house or room you want, and then you contact the homeowner. They usually have a phone number there, so you can directly pick up the phone and give them a call. But if it is difficult to reach out over the phone, considering the 8 to 9 hours time difference, you can send them an email or even use the chat service that they have available. Also, a pro tip, you should try to go for short-term rents. When I booked my first room here, I only booked it for 15 days, and that was only for when I get here, I can have a room to go to and keep my stuff. And in 15 days, I moved out to a much better place that was right across the university, and I'm living here ever since. Number 3 would be the Facebook Marketplace. It works the same way. You can use the same strategies and get a nice decent place for yourself. And a lot of people have also advised me to use viewit.ca. That's another popular website, especially if you're looking for condos or apartments. You can also find realtors. They will do the looking for you and they will not charge you anything extra because they take the commissions from the landlords. Now I'm going to tell you how I was able to live in downtown Toronto in the center of the city, right in the middle of everything and for free. I didn't pay $1 in rent for my entire stay over there. There is this app called Couchsurfing, which is a global homestay and social networking service. You can request a person whom you want to stay with, and if they approve you, you can stay with them for the agreed number of days. The hosts are not allowed to charge you for lodging. When I went to Toronto, my plan was to only stay with my host for a few days and then move out and find something of my own. But he was really kind and I told him a little bit about me and he was willing to host me for the entire summer, which was awesome because I was living in the 15th story of downtown Toronto without paying a single penny in rent. We're heating on this chilly evening. I have my friends here. Nice beautiful fire.
Oh yeah, enjoying the nice weather, aren't we, outside in summer? Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for future videos.